Hi, everyone. Welcome to Generation Dan. I am one of your three hosts, the Genetic Marvel, your Gen Xer. With me today is...
I'm Atlas Novak, and I really want that pizza hoodie. I'm your millennial. It's such a cool hoodie.
It is.
Fuck.
And...
I'm Cole Clayton, and you can't prove I've ever sucked a dick in my life.
Can't prove you haven't either.
You know, what is it? Innocent until proven guilty.
And our guest today is Tilted Cone. Welcome.
Yo. Same sad boys. What's good?
Oh God, yeah. This is actually an Udi. So at my fattest, Tilted Cone, I was over 450 pounds. Now 450 pounds, I wore a size 5X. Now the Udi, for people who know, is advertised as the type of hoodie you can pull over your entire body, or even put a friend in, or I could wear it as just a hoodie. My biggest. So now, if I wear it, it's ridiculously like it's just.
Yeah, now it looks like you're wearing your dad's pajamas.
Kind of, which makes me feel great. But
It looks like a wizard's robe.
Well, wouldn't be the only wizard's robe I have.
It's a wizard.
Yeah.
Okay, when Dino finishes his weight loss journey, I need to see you in the pizza hoodie, and I need like a big Gandalf hat and staff.
I do actually have a functioning Gandalf pipe. It's like
amazing.
It's like 12 inches long, and I'm just like, yeah, that's coming out, no problem, bro.
We're playing D&D with it, right? We're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons.
It's got the curve to it and everything, where like you could slide it into. It's very impressive. But, well, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
You ever play Dungeons and Dragons while you're chasing the dragon?
Oh god, that sounds really fun.
I'm the jackass.
I played D&D with a few comedians like a few years ago. We get really high. That's not chasing the dragon, right? That's just smoking weed.
I feel like you could do shrooms for D&D, and that would be,
okay. Your DM has to be sober, though. No matter what the thing is, they
got spot you.
Yeah, I'll be the DM. I am a dungeon master, so I'll be the DM. I don't really want to do shrooms.
Like imagine your
game. That would be so good.
Okay.
I'm imagining the DM like being high. Lit. All right, you reach like a clearing,
and it's like
I'm gonna lay down and look at the sky, the clouds.
Yeah. It's like there's like an apple from a tree, bro, but it's poison.
I need to do that as a sketch. That sounds great.
Have you guys ever performed at a weed lounge? No, have you guys ever performed at a weed lounge though?
No.
Yeah, I've done
it. The first in Ohio.
So lame. So we have them in Toronto, I'll tell you that. But
we got them in California too.
Wow, what don't you have in California?
Oh, I live
normal
in blue
people.
States.
Yeah, normal people. That's who you don't have in California. Anyways, I went there and I'm like, guy, I did 10 minutes and I was like, I ran out of jokes because I was like, they were delayed reactions by like 15 seconds. And I'm like, what? That's 20 minutes ago, you sons of bitches. And there's like, yeah, man. And I'm like, fuck you people.
It's like a Zoom show in real life.
Guy, I got off the stage and someone was like, wasn't he awesome? And people stood up and they were like, he was the greatest. I'm like, now you clap? Sons of bitches. Yeah, it's quite aggravating.
That's a Ryan Weiss show is what that is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
People are like, oh, we're supposed to laugh?
You know what?
I thought he was just telling stories.
It's the hard part when people are like, isn't that funny? And you're like, ooh, more sad than funny. It's not, You're like, listen, comedy's not easy. If comedy was easy, everyone would be famous and everyone would be hilarious. We've all met those people who are like, I'm very funny. And you're like, you are not humorous at all, bro. Like, and the worst people, I have a few friends that are comedians and they're women. And I'm like, oh, I call them comedians. So, oh, you're funny for a female comic is not a compliment. That is not. It's like also an oxymoron. You're either a comedian or you're not. It's fine, right? And some people there's a whole slew of very, very, very talented performers in Toronto, but have now gone to like just doing bits about them having one of those period cups and then being a vampire once a month. And I'm like, that's not funny. Like maybe for women, but you're all disgusting. That's not
the period.
Yeah. And you're like, I don't see why that's a joke.
Shit.
Well. Hey, what's up, Angie? Now that I just talked.
Also, I will say that as a comedian, I have noticed that the number one group of people who are going to comedy shows is dudes taking chicks out, which means it's mostly women going to see comedy. It's not men. Men don't go to see comedy to see comedy.
Yeah.
Women do.
Because they live it.
Also, well, there's that. But like knowing, becoming more versatile, so you can have like comedy that's more for a female audience, I think is really important as a comic. Mm-hmm. Because, man, hey, what's happening, Serge?
I do better with women than I do with men because I am a massive pussy, and I just I don't do well with like So was that like bone in my chick or what? I just don't do the. I'm a nerd. It's just how it is.
Well, I feel like it's not identifiable, right? Like every man in his life is like, I kill the pussy, right? Every man is walking around going every day, twice a day, sometimes thrice.
Sometimes thrice.
Okay, and then there's me who actually does it. So
I'm sure you do. It's like all day long. What are you talking about? That's fine.
I mean, I still jerk off. I jerk off every day, whether I get to have sex or not. That's happening.
That's called consistently not a murderer. That's when you jerk off every day. Like, I'm a murderer.
But whatever yours is.
Right. Hey, Angie, thank you for the I appreciate that you don't find that funny because I don't either. It's not, right?
I don't know what she was referring to. Like, when did that pop
up? The period.
The period cup thing. Okay.
Which I'm like, listen, the idea of what women have to go through can be made hilarious. Of course, it's delivery and circumstances and all that kind of stuff. But, and also mocking how much pussies men are when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm there. It's hilarious.
Gross.
But as soon as you go like, I'm a vampire once a month, you're like, oh, Jesus, get the fuck away from me, man. Garlic. I don't know.
I think it can be done. Like everything can be done. Everything is funny. If our boy we mentioned earlier before the show, Louis C.K. has proven you can make any one particular thing funny at least once.
Yes.
Which shows dedication, in my opinion, because jokes like that eat shit for years before they find something funny out of it.
How many jokes have you tried like 10 different ways and then you're like, I just don't got
I give up. After 2 or 3 times of eating shit. I give up. I move on. I don't the trying part is not for me. Let's put it like that.
The trying.
It's the success. I'm there for the success.
If it doesn't if at first it fails, then I move on. That's what I do.
I get that.
Was that saying when you fall off the horse, run away from it?
I might kick you, bro. Joey, we're doing this live right now.
Have you ever fallen off a horse? That's like an 8-foot drop. Like it hurts. You feel every bit of it,
bro. And my bones are stiff. I'll turn into just a bag of dirt. Like it's
turn
into ashes. Yeah, you don't
feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Bro, straight up, that's exactly what happened.
God, I'm like, Atlas is like last in California. We don't have horses. The last horse that was in California was in 1845 when people were coming here for the gold rush.
Now
was about the Pony Express.
Right.
My sister rode horses when she was growing up. So like
that is not surprising, bro. That's your like whole jam, right?
That's a weird secondhand like vibe you got going on.
It was so weird because like even like now I had this weird conversation with my mom a few years ago where she was like, why do you play trading card games? And I'm like, Phoebe literally rode horses growing up.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up. So
no, listen, the whole idea.
Okay, but what does that say about me though? I've ridden horses and played trading card games.
You're from Texas.
Fair enough.
That's how that rolls, man. That's
about like jokes that maybe they bomb before they become successful. Louis C.K. did SNL. I don't know how many years back, but he made a joke on SNL. They used the N-word. Like he did that somehow and successfully pulled it off. That was.
I remember what you're talking about. This is like early 2010s Louis C.K. Right?
Like,
yeah, before the happening. Before the happening.
Yeah. The happening.
Show. That's pretty like
before the happening. Good point. Good point.
And he's very white. I know he's Mexican,
Well,
but
technically, right? Like it's weird because you're looking at him and you're like, "That's the whitest of whites,"
yeah.
and then he's like, "By the way, I'm Mexican," and you're like, "Huh? That's
He's clear.
So-
He's clear. No cancel. He's
yeah."
good.
It's very.
No,
That's
no,
what
I too have lied to people.
Awesome. All right. Let's get
Why don't we
started.
ask him some questions?
That's not a bad idea. All right. So let's go. First, let's go.
I'm not a good test taker.
That's all right. None of us are. That's why
We
we're here.
gave you the answers before.
Listen, it was here. Next stop is police force.
No, we
That's
gave
where
you
we're
the
going.
questions ahead of time
yeah,
so you
yeah.
could study them. That's your fault.
Yeah, I don't study good either. That's why. That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I rehearse my material at like the night as the show's going on, right before I get up. Like procrastinate until the very
I
end.
write that shit on my hand like I'm cheating on
Dude.
a test. Yeah.
That's called
bunch of-
anxiety.
A bunch of guys I know write it on their hand. I have one that writes it on his forearm, and I'm like, just memorize it. And they're like, nah. And I'm like, okay, then go up and don't memorize it and just be funny. And they're like, fuck you, man. I'm like, okay, well.
It's not word for word. It's just like the basic premises. Like
I have literally never written down anything for comedy.
Wait, Brad.
Not once. Nope, never tried.
Just, oh,
I bet.
Again, like
I
the
bet you
trying.
didn't know that.
It's
Jesus
the
Christ.
trying part. I don't do that. That is not a Cole Clayton brand of any type. I don't.
All right.
All right.
What's
Oh,
an
you can write this
embarrassing
down.
song
Not
from your
gonna-
playlist?
Tilted cone.
Why try when you're already winning? Right?
What is it?
So
Why try when you're already winning?
Oh, I'm not winning.
Or is that the
So
name
be
of
like,
the
yeah,
song?
I am. I'm doing great.
what's an embarrassing song on your playlist?
What was that? Well, what's embarrassing about my playlist is I don't really set playlists. I just go on YouTube and I just put in whatever I'm thinking about. It takes me forever to
Like
think
a
of it.
monster.
I
Like-
like this guy.
Absolute monster. I
You
love
know, like psychopath, sociopath shit.
it. Well, listen, you have to. I feel like everyone has to pick that environment where you're like, no, I'm doing this sociopath style. Where it's like, nah, just random. Bring
Well,
it. You know?
Pokemon's ending was announced that it's ending, so I was being nostalgic. So that's probably for a 29-year-old. That's pretty embarrassing to like listen to Pikachu's jukebox or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Pokemon jukebox. That was like reliving the youth.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I want to be the very
There you go.
best,
He gets it.
like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test.
Did anybody else think that guy was Michael Jackson or something? Like one of the singers in one of the songs sounded so much like Michael Jackson.
That
I was
does
like, is
sound
that
like
Michael
him.
Jackson?
That was just you hanging out at Wonderland
I don't know.
20
I
years
feel-
ago.
I feel so
Not getting
bad
touched.
for
Or
what was her-
Neverland. Neverland. That's
I
what
play
I
hard to get.
What was her name? Veronica Taylor, whoever voiced Ash for like what is it, almost 30 years now, and now she's out of a job. Like, what do you do? Like, resume from 1996. To,
Well, usually you get a
2020.
pension after 30 years, right? So
No, not in the movie business.
Damn.
You're
retire is what I would do.
Yeah, come on.
I'd probably, yeah,
When
Definitely.
you put on a resume, like I can pretend to be a little boy, really good.
yeah. I could pretend to be a 10-year-old boy for 30 years.
Oh my god, that probably will get her a lot of OnlyFans viewership.
Yeah, I don't. Subscription.
That's where we need to get. It keeps sex traffickers off the road. You know what I mean? So like,
On the
that's,
case.
we need. This is what we need. It's a good.
I'm sorry. Did you
nice-
just offer OnlyFans for sex traffickers to work from home? Is that your solution?
Yeah,
Is that-
no, you keep them off you keep them off the road. You know what I mean? Like,
What sucks if you have the OnlyFans and people start talking shit about your background. Like, damn, your room's trash. Damn. Get some money. No wonder you're on OnlyFans. Get some paper. Fix that shit up.
Oh God, that's so.
I've legit thought about just like cleaning my house, my underwear as like an OnlyFans page.
That will make. Money.
Oh,
Hey, that
that's
will
an
make money.
idea.
It's no
Start
joke.
OnlyFans.
It's like women would be into that, right?
Hey, do
I'm
the
like, look.
dishes, clean the house.
Look, husband, look what he does.
bro.
That cleaning gets girls wet. I'm telling you.
It does.
Science.
What gets
You
everybody?
get like
wet
one of
is
those old
cleaning.
school dustbusters.
Travis, you're a horrible human being.
Welcome.
This is what happens when you play a trading card game for a tournament all weekend long.
No,
This
no,
is what happens.
it's not even that. I didn't even play in the tournament. It was the World Championship. I didn't
That's
top at any
way
of the.
gayer, by the
I
way.
didn't top
You
at any of the
like
tournaments before
that
this.
is
I went
way
to just
worse.
schmooze. That was it.
Atlas.
You just hung
Atlas.
out. You were
If
just
you
there for the
go
excitement.
to a trading card game tournament, you played. That's the story. You played in the tournament. You were good enough to be in the tournament. That's always. You don't go. You don't tell people you went to the tournament as a fan.
I just
I
watched
mean,
that shit.
That's what most of the people
Watch
were.
that.
Yeah.
We watch people yell at the moves. Like,
Oh my
"Shoot it,
god!
boy."
You at least showered before the tournament, right?
Yes, and
Unlike
also
everybody else there.
for the people who were actually like in the tournament, there was like a rope down the middle of the room, so you couldn't go over there and watch. They had TVs on the other side of the room with the stream, so you couldn't even go watch. So people were just
separated
hanging
the
out. It was
nerds
fun.
from like the super nerds. I got it.
You activated
Yeah.
my trap card. Nice.
Here, I did the vlog for it already. It's I just posted the link in the chat.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You see that? That's the LeBron James of Dungeons and Dragons over there.
Oh, but you guys have heard about
Whoa.
there's like a whole Dungeons and Dragons crew in Hollywood where it's like all like ridiculously famous people playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Chill out.
No, I didn't know that.
Joe Manganiello,
He's
the one who
super
hosted.
famous. He's not
No,
super.
he's the
Vin
one who
Diesel
hosted.
is super
It's all
famous.
the other
and
people that are
he's into Dungeons and Dragons.
Listen, man, he bangs Sofia Vergara. He's famous. Okay, whether you like it or not. It's just
Sylvia Vergara isn't even really famous.
you're
Yes, she is.
retarded. It doesn't matter.
Anybody who is on Modern Family is now famous. It's been on for long enough.
I love playing D&D groups as a comedian because I have the whole room cracking up and I'm just killing it. Like, there's no audience,
Yeah.
but I can feel like if there was an audience, I'm killing it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you would
what was
need
your
someone
class
funny.
of choice?
Playing for the audience in my head, and it's killing.
Every comedian should try to become a dungeon master at some
I
point.
really should.
I think so.
Talk about
Yeah,
God complex.
It's good for your improv skills too.
It really is. It really is.
So if you have no hope and only sadness in your life, D&D, go for it.
Or comedy.
So,
Really
comedy.
both.
100%.
both,
If you feel like you've
Why not
really
both?
scraped the bottom of the barrel for your emotions, people, try comedy. You'll find that it is not only an empty barrel, but it's dark, and they'll put the lid on it, and your whole life will flash before your eyes. It's very exciting, but someday you might get a laugh. It's enjoyable.
One day.
It's one day.
Hopefully.
You know what's crazy about comedy? Truly, honestly, I have this like messiah complex bravado about me, right?
Okay.
I've always been that way. My entire childhood, my adulthood, everything.
Same.
Never once have I ever contemplated killing myself until I became a comedian. Okay, it's when you really eat shit. And you're like, I should just go jump off the roof.
My next bit should be hanging myself in the back room.
See
Yeah,
now,
wow.
what I imagined it was like when you got old enough to do comedy, you then figured out what suicide was. Like, oh shit, you can off yourself. I didn't even know that was an option. Yeah,
Finally.
Quick game. I can just anytime. Oh, that's
shit.
fantastic.
I
Pull
gotta
up
get on
the
that.
Phoenix
Yeah.
and
Oh my
shoot
God.
myself up.
I feel
Yeah.
like we need like it's scary. Like right now they started offering euthanization for people in Canada. It's like an
Yeah.
ongoing thing, right?
I've heard about this.
Comedians
yeah.
in there in droves, I hear. Droves, just like
Guys, hey,
caravans.
listen. So
Heaven
this is there's a lot of reasons where I'm like I wouldn't do it, but I get it, right? Because some people are just like I just got nothing, and I'm like yeah,
I
you
think
do.
you're
You got
pouring
nothing.
something into a glass as you're saying that. That is like great prop, man. Great prop.
You're welcome.
I get it.
It's like
Physical
I
comedy.
understand, but
Feels
I'm
the brim.
a very important person. You have to understand. I'm just doing things right now.
I can tell
But-
by the sweatshirt.
Like, listen, I am wearing shorts underneath, but I was tempted not to. I'll tell you that. No, it's that's the thing, right? Yeah, well, hey,
Business upstairs, party downstairs. You know,
that's the best part.
What parties do you go to?
Now, nothing.
I was talking to Iannaccone over here.
Oh, well.
you know, the fun ones. Those kinds.
Okay, I have a
Orgies,
question for
heard.
you guys.
Yeah, the Netflix ones.
Whether you are currently partying age or used to be partying age, like Dino in the 70s,
Damn.
what is your indication that a party is worth staying at? Like, you go there, like, what's the thing where you're like, you know what? I think I'll, hang out here for a few hours.
There's
Actual
a
music.
girl that's like feeling your vibes when you're feeling her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like worth sticking it out.
Guy, that's why I stay at McDonald's. It's not. I don't need. I don't need a full party for that shit.
So, like, I have never gone to a party. It's not my vibe.
Just
Like high school,
What is that?
You've been a loser forever? Damn,
that
man,
is.
that's hard. That's a hard
So I've
flex.
been invited. I just always was like, nah, I'm good.
What an asshole.
Ass, man. Like, I'm like,
hey, you want to come over for
the
a party?
cops
And you're
are
like,
gonna get called and y'all are doing drugs. I don't even like y'all sober at class. Fuck this place.
I can
That's
do drugs
true.
by myself. Watch me.
That's what happened at
I've
Halloween.
been
And
told
we're
fuck
like,
you a lot in my lifetime. I've heard that term. That term's funny to me at this point in my life. Fuck you. Fuck you, Cole.
During Halloween this last
Sorry,
year, I
Mom.
went to my sister's place, and I realized I had to stay for a little bit because it's my sister's place, even though
With you and your sister, y'all are very close. Between
we're
the horseback riding and how you envied that, how she taught you how to eat pussy, and now you living there.
no. My sister
wasn't
didn't.
the
That was a
horse.
friend of mine.
It wasn't the horse. You know that, right?
Friend of mine gave me the guide.
That's nice. That's better than your sister. You don't want
No,
your sister to do that.
Sister was the one who came across it and was extremely alarmed. Yeah.
Okay, I remember that story differently. Okay, that helps. All right, continue the story anyway.
No,
It doesn't make it better.
Just like okay,
grippy, you know what I'm saying?
we got there and like my sister's in her early 30s. Most of her friends are in their 30s. Some of them are starting to have kids. So like,
Alex, you're in your early 30s.
I'm in my late 20s, and
that's the same thing.
Okay, and the whole like,
anyways,
you expect them to like do more partying, but it's just like ooh lava, and then that's it. Like,
I feel like you guys need to go to better parties. I don't think it's the
yeah, exactly. But I'm saying
better parties.
I'm saying like you get there and I can't leave immediately because it's my sister. Because then she's gonna be like, where the fuck did you go after?
You're like, yo, your party sucked. Yeah, you just gotta pull that band-aid quick because she'll invite you again if you don't say it sucked.
Cone, do you have any siblings or?
Oh yeah, I got 2.
Older or younger?
My brother is 5 years apart from me, and then my sister's 6 from him, so it's a good even spread.
Okay. Yeah, but you're not giving us like who's older and younger.
Yeah,
you're
like
just
what's the
you're
hierarchy?
just telling us the spread, and now I feel like I need to go bet on the parlay.
You need the specific numbers.
No.
No. What I'm saying, are you older? Are you younger?
Yeah,
you're the eldest.
Top dog.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm the oldest too. Okay.
Oh
yeah.
I'm the youngest. I had such a good life.
Too.
It was the greatest. My oldest brother got shit on so much.
Me and Cone probably this is the first time I've vibed with somebody like this because me and Cone we probably got the worst and most ass whoopings as children. You know what I mean? Where you two y'all got away with absolutely everything.
We got the ass whoopings. It was just by our siblings, not by our parents.
Also true.
Yeah. That checks.
It's my God-given right to beat the shit out of you. Know your place.
Until I'm 18, and then it's a charge.
Yeah,
I believe the term is paying it forward.
And then once I got old enough to not get the shit beaten out of me, my sister switched to Machiavelli style like mental manipulation. So, hooray!
I feel like she had a field day with that. Like, just
definitely.
I find, especially men at a younger age, are just functionally retarded. Like they do not like. You can give them a license, a job, but they can only be trained for simple tasks. You can't. You're like, think on your own. They're like, oh no.
No, men are dum dums until they're like 40.
Big old dummies.
And even then, it's a gamble.
It's
for yourself.
Like college, and they discover philosophy for the first time.
Oh, then they're definitely not going to be men. That's
then they're dumb and insufferable. Yeah,
also true.
Let's ask another question.
I've literally been called a philosopher on Twitter plenty of times. So fuck you all for that.
I believe it was spelled like philosophizer, so I don't think it counts as a compliment. It's more of an insult. But
is that a new shot vaccine? Philosophizer.
Philosophizer.
I ain't taking that one either.
Oh my
god! Oh, you know it might be Philosopher.
So.
Hey, Generation Dan fans out there that are thinking of like, I want to draw something. Draw Cole as a philosophizer, whatever that means to you. I gotta see it. At Generation
like a
Dan
weird hat tilted to the side.
I feel like you would be like a wizard drug representative, you know?
You're Diogenes in that fucking barrel he lives in.
There you go. Now we're talking.
Behold, a man. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you guys, okay? Because we all are aware that philosophy is an important part of your existence as a man, okay? Mm-hmm. Also, too, though, we all know that it is offered in university, which is fucking retarded. But The idea behind, like, how is it possible that people are under the assumption that you can teach someone to philosophize about something? That's the dumbest. You can just think.
Sounds like a paradox.
Doesn't it though? You can't teach. It's like teaching someone to have luck. No, you're either lucky or you're Cole. Those are your options. It's not.
I think it's more like
Wait, so like, am I lucky or am I unlucky in this scenario?
Ooh, TBD.
I think it's more like teaching people how to do math, where like you may not
Yes.
memorize
math,
the numbers, but you can like do equations.
But
right?
the key to math is structure. Right. And whereas philosophy is about having a sound argument on absolutely anything, right? It has nothing to do with structure. It has everything to do with being able to communicate, right?
I thought that was debate.
No, because debate is different. Debate is it's about agitation, right? Whereas philosophy is about both of us having different sides and coming to the proper conclusion, right?
I've learned at a very young age that I can debate or philosophize anything, even if I don't necessarily know about it or believe in it.
That's what comedians do.
You just keep going. You just keep going.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody make you stop talking, and I'll get there.
But that's what's called the Socratic method, I think.
And then they kill you.
They kill you. They make you eat berries and shit.
Well, that's the best part. Is like people are like, "Oh, if Socrates said this shit, they'd kill him," and you're like, "Yeah, they did." That's the point.
Yeah.
If you talk shit,
literally every philosopher that was murdered, like.
Because they were insufferable.
Of course, they're the worst.
Shit, that makes me want to take my Twitter down now.
Stop! You're gonna have to eat these berries, and he was like, "Well, I'm not gonna stop." And he ate them berries, and he fucking died. He's a fucking genius with a J, like Kanye, genius.
I just like that they were like, you got to stop being an insufferable asshole. He's like, no, I'm good.
I use fucking poison berries instead.
Honestly, that would be my response. It is my response, actually.
Like
when people start going, when I piss somebody off on Twitter and it becomes like a retweet frenzy, I just go. They'll call me names and oh my god, he's such an asshole. He's such a misogynist. Blah blah blah. I just be like, yeah, fuck that guy. I can't believe he said that. It's me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I just become worse.
Listen, but that's like what's his face? Jay and Silent Bob. He was like, "Oh, they're protesting movies," so he went across the street to protest his own movie. He's like, "It's a piece of shit. Don't watch it." It's like, "Didn't you direct it?" "Yeah, I'm in it. It's horrible." And you're like, "Listen." At some point, I feel like that's the only move, right? When someone's like, "You're the worst," you're like, "I can't disagree with you, bro. I'm pretty bad." And
I said it to get your reaction that you were giving me. Exactly. I don't think you understand. This is the point from the beginning, and you are retweeting it, making me more fucking famous.
Yeah. Joey brings out a good point. Cole has all his hopes on just saying "bitch cunt" and getting 58,000 retweets. I think that's everybody's goal.
Yeah.
Like that's a universal one.
Sad boys, that's mine.
I think that's how it is for like most already famous accounts, where they can just be like, "I ate some toast," and then it gets like 1 million retweets.
Isn't that aggravating though? When you're like, you're not interesting, you're just having a day. Who cares?
Yeah. You're just famous.
That's why you're. Well, at times, right? Some of them, I feel. Have you guys read the what was it? A live tweet of a guy who somebody threw his lunch in the garbage, and then they checked the camera, and there was like a whole fucking thing. You're like, man, that's worth tweeting about. But someone's like, I'm going for a walk today. Shut the fuck up and go for a walk, bitch. Come on.
Stop bragging.
The thing is, though, I've figured out. Like, I'm not gonna like this. It sounds crazy. It's like, oh, why haven't you done it yet? But I have figured out how to break Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. I know how. You just have to be one of those like woke cunts. You have to be like, oh, I have autism and like I have anxiety, and then like it'll just get retweeted. It's just like I refuse to do that. I refuse. I don't know why, but I just can't do it. I have to be unapologetically myself.
Or even worse is like a lot of tweets that'll get a lot of engagement is like either would you rather questions or like what do you like what concert would you rather see? You know, the Eagles and the Stones or Beatles and fucking ELO or something. I don't know. Like it's completely random.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I love music, but I fucking hate concerts. Is that normal?
Me too.
Okay.
I
Is
almost
that
died
all
at
the
one.
time or just now? Always
Like-
hated the concert.
Well, I was like 9 and I went to my first concert, which was Crisscross, and it was awesome. It was a
Sweet.
banging
Well, that's
concert.
why you hate concerts.
No,
Dino.
I had a good time. I think someone touched my wiener. But
Was it a man?
no. There were a lot of broads there. It was pretty good. But
I went to one
my-
EDC concert. Now I can't hear shit. That's why.
I don't do that. No. You got to tweet for Twitters.
The thing is, I went to concerts in like the peak of pop punk, so like it was fucking awesome for me.
Yeah.
So,
My first concert was AC/DC in 2008.
oof,
Yeah, so they were like old as
High bar.
balls.
like a million years old.
Yeah, this is before Malcolm died though, so it wasn't like sad AC/DC. It was
Oh.
like we're deteriorating.
Malcolm
AC/DC.
died.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
like a couple of years ago during COVID.
What the fuck? How come nobody
Yeah.
told me this shit? This is
Yeah.
fucked
Telling you
up.
now.
Whack.
Telling you
R.I.P.
now.
Malcolm. But
Nuh-uh.
the whole time there was this really drunk lady in her 50s with her husband there, and she was like, "How you enjoying the concert so far?" And like my dad's trying to like, fuck off. He's 14. Go away. Like
Maybe she wanted to touch your wiener too.
God damn,
she was
dude, that
weirding me out
is the
too.
worst, man. I've been like sexually assaulted by so many like upper 50s women.
Quit bragging.
Most of it before I was 18 years old, so like it was
quit
just not a good time, man. Bro,
Yeah,
it's not
so
fun for me at all.
that was my
honestly.
first concert. But like almost every other concert, much like bird watching or college, you kind of just go to say you went. You know?
Yeah, I'm not like I enjoy music so much, but when I go to a live concert, I'm like, oh, this is filled with horrible people. I don't want to be here. They're the
Yeah.
worst.
So Dino like this one. My first concert was Nickelback.
You poor thing.
It was
Oh,
fucking
you're
awesome. Are you kidding me? I was
Nickelback
14
is
years
good.
old and they were
Nickelback is
singing about porn and shit. So, or
What about
whatever
you,
it is
Tom?
Nickelback sings about.
photograph.
I have
Every time I
seen
do, I jerk off.
Taylor Swift more times than Metallica. Oh, Joey, you
That's
should talk to
just
somebody
being a
about that.
good father. At
That's
that point.
well also true, right? Like I feel like at some point you have to go to a concert for other people, right? Like I went to
Yeah.
Victoria to see
No,
Lily
not at all.
Allen. We saw Queen. We're going to see Elton John in Manchester next year
Ooh.
or the end of this year.
Bro,
That was
Yeah.
a fun one when your mom doesn't randomly drop out on you and you have to go by yourself.
Well,
what?
Yeah. But
well,
like,
that's, yeah.
I'm scalping tickets. That's what I'm
No.
doing.
yeah, that's what I had to do. Cone, what was your first concert?
$20. Like, get this shit out of my head.
It's a rookie numbers.
No, wait, what was your first concert, Cone?
Tilted
You.
cone.
Tilted Cone.
You fucking dickhead.
You're referring to me, right? Yeah.
Yes, you.
I got a contact high from. What's it called? So what was it? Oh, I went to this. It had a bunch of bands, and what the one thing that stuck out from that, which I remember, is it was the last performance of My Chemical Romance before they split up.
Okay,
Mm.
nice.
So I was like there in the audience.
That's
and
pretty dope, actually, that you could
I'm
say
done. I
that.
want to make Umbrella Academy. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah,
Quit.
that's pretty fucking wild.
It was like it was good. There was All American Rejects. It had like
Ooh,
what was it? Jimmy Eats World. It was all.
Was it
great.
Warped Tour?
this is 2000s tastic. This is
Yeah.
goddamn.
Yeah, was that a Warped Tour? What was that?
I don't fucking remember.
Might have been.
Fucking remember.
Probably.
Fuck, man. You know what the worst part about getting old is? Is
What?
like when I was young, like the first, like, now that's what I call music, big shiny tunes came out. And now I look at them, I'm like, these aren't even artists. This is just fucking kids bop songs, you assholes. Bullshit.
At one point, Kids Bop.
Fuck you, I like Miley Cyrus.
Hannah Montana. I
That
mean,
lady got treated wrong, bro.
Wait, what about
14
Kids
women?
Bop? Or what about Kids Bop? Tilted Cone?
you heard Kids Bop can't make the song WAP into like a Kids Bop version. It's that fucked. That
Yeah,
they
that
can't
seems
do it.
accurate. I feel like I want
Yeah,
to.
a Kids WAP would be a weird album.
Yeah, that's pretty much Hollywood
How?
entire MO basically.
Work
So,
and play.
yeah,
How about this work and there's got to be something they could throw in there. That would be. Can you imagine if a bunch of kids walk around saying "WAP" and then
already
replace it
do.
with
I don't. This is getting into like weird territory. I don't even want to talk about this.
Yeah. This is the music industry itself is pretty fucking weird, right?
It's pretty fucked up.
And even you got now, what was it? Who was 30 Seconds to Mars? Jared Leto. Now he's got like a cult and shit, and you're like, hey, that's dangerous shit for music people, man.
You treat Morbius with respect, all right?
Guy, I watched that thing.
Movie.
That it was.
I love that people like went to we memed it back into theaters, and they're like, people are gonna go see it, right? And they're like, no, fuck you.
No, still no, yeah.
You know what's crazy is Jared Leto's like only like hit movie was where he played like a transsexual prostitute with AIDS.
Yeah, Dallas Buyers Club. Yeah,
and that was it. That's the only thing that he's ever done that was actually any like good. I mean, it's just I personally would be like, please, can we make anything? Can we redo Titanic? Something? What the fuck?
Well, remember he was in Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
right? And
yeah, that sucked. Like, the first one did. The second one was great.
Method actor, like he annoyed everybody so much. I guarantee you that's why they cut out all his shit from the movie.
I don't doubt that.
Like, fuck you, Jared.
Method, you're getting none of this
for sure. Well, this is.
It sounded like it was cool.
Well, the best part is like, can you imagine we're gonna hire another Joker, and you're like, okay, what if he kills himself? You're like, we'll get therapy for it. Everybody gets therapy. Everybody gets free therapy. That's the solution. And then you're like, oh yeah, he's sending people dead animal carcass. You're like,
yeah, what the fuck?
Double therapy for whoever received it, and that'll be enough. And you're it's not. Just
Jared, why don't you take a walk?
Yeah, let's go. Let's just
do a lap. Do a lap. Do a lap.
Just do a lap. Do a lap.
You know, and then people on the set at the studio, like the studio execs, are like opening up boxes of like rats, right? And they're like, the last guy who played Joker, he just locked himself in a hotel room until he did coke to death. So what the fuck, man? Why can't we go back to this?
I feel like at what point do you go? I think we may have broken him. I don't, You're like,
they keep breaking the people. They keep breaking actors by making them Joker. That's the problem.
Look, the fact that so many actors just explode, like you're just like, oh, it's obviously you're like, there's nothing good about the entire industry. You're like, oh, back in the day, if you hear about the contracts that they had, they're like, oh, so a studio would hire you for 7 movies, and then essentially you were a slave until you did those 7 movies. They could do whatever and you couldn't do anything else, and they would do fucking horrible shit. And you're like, oh, so in other words, anyone who ever had power was a monster. They're like, yes.
This is starting to sound anti-Semitic. Maybe we should switch topics.
Why don't we ask him another question? I know we're that's 20 minutes down, and we only have like.
Might as well go to question number 2. This one first. So, I'm an adult. You can't stop me. So, what is something that you indulge in, such as something as simple as breakfast for dinner? Many people say drugs, but teach their own.
Indulgent? So I'm pretty into well, it's been a big dream of mine ever since I was in high school to have a lot of bitches.
As one does.
Okay.
My man.
And yeah, right. And what's it called? So after like relationship after relationship, terrible relationship after terrible relationship, I was like, I can't be doing these long-term shit. I gotta just live in a moment for me. And for some reason, by the grace of God, I ended up dating this 26-year-old virgin, well, ex-virgin, you know what I'm saying? And this 42-year-old cougar at the same time. Like they're not, and I don't mean like the cheap Mormon kind where they're like sister wives. I mean, they're two different houses. They don't know each other.
You were cheating.
That's the challenge. That's like way more.
That's a full-time job.
I'm an adult. You can't stop me. Cheating.
Yeah, and
that's what I tell these bitches every time they're like, "Are you cheating?" I'm like, "No, I don't have time." Like, I wish. To be honest with you,
I'm not cheating. It's called I'm promiscuous.
Well, right. Why do women get to like go out there and they're not tied down to any guy, even if you go on a date with them a couple of times. They're like, no, I still get to have options, but a guy does that. It's like you're a piece of shit. It's like, what the fuck? Like, oh, you're playing these girls. Like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just being real.
It has to do with the wage gap, I think.
Find what I like.
Hey,
they're just pissed because it costs them more money than it costs us in retrospect because we get the 25 extra cents. So
Hey, all you have to do is ask them when was the last time any one of their female compatriots worked in a mine, and they'll say no, and you go, okay, shut your mouth. How about
Or
that?
sewer, or construction, or like anything that
Anything.
involves like shit.
There's nothing I
and-
respect more than a woman who can do a labor job.
This is the
or,
episode that's
drive
getting canceled for sure.
No.
The funniest part about this whole question is that, like, usually the answers are things that you used to do as a kid, or it's kind of irresponsible. So you like, why not? Like, don't do it as an adult. Usually, this is just like,
Colin's like, I'm an adult. I'm gonna cheat. God damn it!
yeah, but
Many
yeah,
bitches as I like.
No.
I'm
I'm
running for
good.
president.
I'm going to
like this
lay the
implies
field
that childhood
until I
is
found
being
my
a
special
pimp.
person.
You know what I mean?
Well, I heard two things, and I heard none of them. So what was
So-
that?
You're just trying to find your right person, and in the process, enjoying yourself. There's nothing wrong
Right.
with that.
I'm a young man. I get to do that. Like all
Well-
these young, beautiful ladies get to do.
How old are you?
That's confidential.
I don't think you're a young man
I think it's
anymore,
kinda
my
right.
man.
I just turned 29, so
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
that's
he said
not young
29 earlier
anymore.
in the episode.
that's pretty young compared to
Wait,
No,
how old?
other things.
He said 29. That's not like you're not a young man anymore.
Then you have an argument there. But
That's the fact is, until you're 29, people will go, "Wow, he's in his 20s."
they do.
As
They
soon
say,
as you're
"That's young."
30,
if I start complaining, they
Exactly.
look at me like, "You're still young. Don't fucking complain,
Exactly.
you piece of shit."
As soon as you hit 30, be an adult or get the fuck out of the way. Those are your
Yeah.
I will
It's
say
not
there is a striking contrast to people that are like well in their 30s that you just thought were a teenager. You're like, oh wow, you're a grown person. Like,
You're definitely on that list, sir. You're definitely on that list. Let's be honest.
I know. I'm,
There's been a couple times where I'm like, I think he's lying. That's not true.
I remember being in high school and my history teacher being like, your 20s aren't when you should be like living life to its fullest. Your 30s are when you get your shit together. And I'm gonna be 30 in a year and some change, and I don't got my shit together. Help me.
Hey,
That
that was a person who
teacher-
could buy a house with a normal job. Don't fucking
That
listen to them. They don't know
teacher
shit.
was an alcoholic.
Also true.
That teacher was an alcoholic who was trying to
Nah.
justify why they didn't
Nah.
have their life together yet.
Hey, don't rip on Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee helped encourage my love of history.
How did I know it was a guy? That's all I'm saying.
But that's the
I
thing,
think
right?
everyone
You
who's lucky high schools get fucked by that hot new female gym teacher that just got out of college. You know,
Bro, my gym teacher was scarier than the men gym teachers.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
what the hell happened.
My gym teachers were all either like old lesbians or like a dude
I
who
can
is
fix her.
barely keeping his gut together with his
Uh,
t-shirt. He's like fucking shoving it into his shorts like Patrick. That's coming at his feet. I'm going to the snack bar.
I'm not telling y'all my gym story.
It's him. He's the gym teacher.
She was very pretty. That's just all I can say.
Oh, all right.
And I got suspended.
Quit bragging.
You definitely got suspended 100%.
Something got suspended.
Why you
Uh,
won?
It was me, not her. They couldn't prove anything on her end. But in my hand, they caught me red-handed on tape. So
On tape. On
what's up,
tape.
baby?
Yeah, that seems exactly accurate. What would happen? You
Going for
dipshit.
oil.
Damn, you the gym teacher? Substitute, you say?
Bro. Oh, that's not good.
Subbing you in for sure.
I have to admit though, like hearing about this happening now, where they're like apparently like across the country, they're like, yeah, a bunch of new teachers are banging kids in school, like it's going out of style. You're like,
Why can't
man, I missed out on
I'm
high
sure
school.
that was
stuff,
always
bro."
happening. It's the same thing with like the cops killing people. It was always happening. There's just cameras now, everywhere.
Was I just ugly? Is that it? It's like, was I just not good enough for you?
Well, I was fat, and I'm like, that definitely had something to do with it. But I had money, so 50-50.
It's a
Tricky.
toss up. It's a toss
Yeah, it's a toss up. It's a toss up. I think a lot of people didn't realize how sad their life was going to be, so they didn't try and get money early on. I knew how sad their life was going to be. I tried to warn them. But
Did any of you guys go to your high school reunion?
No,
My high school's closed.
That's a good answer.
absolutely not. I got out of there like I was on fire, man. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
My high school is literally a Dollar General
On the
now.
floor was like Superman saving the day. But you know what I realized? I realized how many women actually would have fucked me if I actually tried harder or believed in myself in high school. Like some hot girls come up to me, hugging me. I'm like, oh, I think I have a chance. You know, that's like, you told me I had a chance. Like, don't give me that hope.
I had one of my best friends. He is oblivious when it comes to like a lot of things, but especially women. And in high school, I was like, hey, that girl keeps on coming around here. He's like, which girl? I'm like, that girl. Oh, yeah. Oh, we have a class together. I'm like, does she sit beside you? He goes, yeah. She usually lends me a pen. And I'm like, you dipshit. Okay, so, yeah, you're leading her on, bro. He's like, no, she's just being friendly. I'm like, okay. I don't think you know what's happening, sir.
Nobody's being friends with anybody of the opposite gender, or really just whoever you're sexually attracted to, like, for no reason.
Yeah, well...
Just not a thing.
Well, have you guys been approached by men before in that way? Because I was like,
yeah, 100%. A lot more than women.
I didn't feel as uncomfortable as I did when women approached me. I'll tell you that much.
Once. That's it.
Just once?
Yeah.
I was way more. I was more freaked out when a woman was like, "Oh, can I buy you a drink?" And I was like, "Absolutely not. Absolutely not."
You're gonna roofie me.
Being bought a drink isn't bad. It's when you're 14 at an AC/DC concert and she's just like, "Are you having a good time?" Like right in your fucking face. That's the
not anymore.
Not anymore.
She's probably dead by this point.
I feel like
at
the age of 14, you should have been like, her breath smells like the babysitter, and just
no, I
beer and cum.
I didn't have the skills. I hadn't started stand up by that point. I was just like,
the riz up.
Get the fuck away from
Listen, that's one of the key things is realizing when you can talk back to people, especially when they're shit faced, is the perfect opportunity to do that. Women are some awkward approaches. Oh, bro, I had one. She grabbed my belly and she pulled my shirt and she was like, "Can I just fondle you for a bit?" I'm like, "Can you please stop touching me? I'm a married man." No, I was like, no, she wasn't that hot. I was like, no, don't touch me. Can you not touch me, please? And her friend's like, sorry, she's drunk. And I'm like, I'm aware, but please don't fondle me. That's not appropriate. I don't like that.
Bro, you ever tell a woman no? They're worse than we are.
Oh,
they get so pissed.
They already like get going, like you're doing this with the chick, and all of a sudden you bet you're like, nah, I'm done. I turn around and she's like, do me?
Yeah, fucking kill you, Rich, immediately.
Pokey and shit, like put claws to you.
Is that what it is?
Hey, just don't hurt it.
Okay, I'll take the penis out.
I've been working on a joke where I'm like, hey, is it erectile dysfunction if you can still get hard when you're jerking off? I think that's a lady's problem. That's not the guy's problem.
Yes, absolutely. I agree, 100%.
Yeah. If I jerk off, I do not have a problem with my wiener. You have a problem with my wiener, and that's on you. That's not on me.
I'm proud of my wiener.
I know. I got a great
wiener. Every single dude who's in their 40s or 50s, as far as I know, doesn't take Viagra. It's just the married ones. Not all married.
I never had it. So I took Cialis once. I didn't enjoy that. I took Viagra once. I didn't enjoy that either.
Or whatever that is.
No, I've never tried anything. I haven't tried anything since trying legitimate. Like I got through my doctor. They were fucking expensive too. But I was like,
awkward, right? Asking your doctor for it.
Oh yeah, why would
I'll tell you. You took the advice and asked your doctor if Cialis was right for you.
Hey, Tilted Code. So I'm in Canada. Hold on. I'm in Canada, so I have free healthcare. I go walk into a doctor's office. I'm like, look at my asshole and send me pictures.
That's what I'm saying. Like the doctor, your doctor, you have an intimate relationship. You know, he's fingered you. He's cupped your balls. You know,
it's coming soon.
He's analyzed your cum and your piss. You know, salty. You know,
man,
he's pinched your nipples a couple times.
One of my favorite things about my doctor is he is so fucking awkward, and it cracks me up. Where he's like, okay, so, okay, are you exercising regularly? Like you can tell, it just pains him to be in an interaction with another person. And I'm like, you're the person who's supposed to be in charge in the scenario.
Yeah, Atlas, you're going right back at him with the same energy. So the tension can cut glass at that point. Like
I am naked with a paper gown over me, and he's the one who's acting like the paper gown. And like the whole time, it just fucking cracks me up. My mom's like, "We'll get a different doctor who's more confident." I'm like, "No, this makes my day, because even if he tells me I have cancer, I'm gonna be losing my shit afterward with laughter. Like,
you have a 5-minute bit from this, right? From this doctor by now, right? Why aren't you telling this story? This is hilarious.
I have about 30 seconds. I need to like sit down and map it out more. But
guys, I have the same thing with my doctor. So my doctor is an old man from Algeria, okay, and but the key, the best part is
these guys have doctors. Like, what
bro,
the fuck?
this guy. Okay, no, you gotta understand. Is I love me some perks, and I'm like, hey man, I'm fat. I got back pain. You got any? He's like, this is what he says to me. He goes, you must close your mouth. And I'm like, no, but I'm in pain. Yes, you are too fat. You have to be smaller. And I'm like, all right. My wife is like, you need a better doctor. I'm like, technically, that's the right doctor for me because I will abuse perks.
Facts.
No question. I'll be like, candy. Is
your doctor older? Or
yeah, he's older.
Me and Dino are tight too, because if he's abusing perks and I'm abusing perks, that's how it works. So it's two opioid addictions right off rip from the doctor.
The season.
Yeah, well, listen, the best part is I'm like, 2 perks, and I'm like, I'm gonna have the night of my life. There's no question. I'm like, and if I can get another 2 in about 6 hours, everybody's gonna have a fun time. I'll tell you that.
Bro, I'm like the weird drug addict where I'll take like one pill and like cut it, and I'll be like, and then I'll cut another one like 3 days later. I'm like, I'll get like 8s out of it. I'm so fucking weird, man. That's true addiction. Like, honestly, because I'm like, I'm gonna make this last.
I'm imagining Cole as a mix between Gollum and like a lemur, who like you just gave food to at the zoo. He's like,
maybe hold on. Maybe Golem and the king from Madagascar. Maybe
there you go.
I like to move it.
King Julian, yeah.
Hey, who white?
We like to
move it, dude. Yeah, no, that's absolutely.
That's totally me, by the way.
Yeah. You know what? You know what reminds me of? Biff in the first half of, or not Biff, George McFly in the first half of Back to the Future. Before he punches Biff. Like, just that's him.
It works. But yeah.
Notice his pills bore the shit out of him.
I know. Guy, you haven't had the right pills.
He's like a coke guy anyway. Like,
no, there was a part where I asked him, like, what did you do for Halloween? And he goes, something like, I dressed up with my kids. And I'm like, you managed to get a wife and have children?
Which that is
good job.
Twice.
That was the same reaction when Ryan was like, I have a kid. I'm like, you've had sex before?
Exactly. Yes.
I was like, I don't know how to feel about that. I'm like, that's I thought America had standards.
Yeah, isn't it crazy that I'm the virgin?
Cone, do you have friends like that where you have the one friend who's like, how do you person ever?
Yeah, well,
you said friends? Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard this term before, yes.
Being a comic is a solitary journey. It's a lonely world.
No, I'm saying, do you have friends who are like that, where you're like, how do you even person? How do you...
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are always getting the most pussy, too, I've found. Or dick, you know.
Yeah, well, there's a few people that I've met that really clean house. So right now, somebody who's really blowing up is Shay Durana, who's... he's on TikTok. He's got like 7 million followers. He's now on tour through the States, but he's number one, gorgeous, but also half of his set is how much fucking he does. He fucks all the time, and I'm like, I'm jealous, but at the same time, not really, because his weenie must be covered in warts. It's just so bad. Not that I know. I'm just joking. It's just a joke. Shit. Anyways,
just a bit. Relax.
No, he's
funny. He's
way funnier than I am. No, he's touring the States right now, and some of the stuff that he's put out, he's like, people are just contacting him and be like, hey, when you come to my town, I'm gonna fuck you. And he's like, all right, that's great. And I'm like, damn.
Quit bragging.
Yeah, well, come on. Realistically, if you got text like that, I would brag you. Look at this. You know. Also, too, I'm gonna need security. I don't want to see this person. This person is not.
Security.
Yeah.
Put some security on you.
Anyways. What should we do?
Third question?
Yeah, we have another question.
Yeah, we have 2 more. So I need an adultier adult.
Okay, so we're like mixing this one up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what was the deal? now.
So a time when someone looks to you as the person in charge, and you're like, oh no, I am not in charge here. Being the oldest child, I'm sure this has been a regular occurrence.
Yeah, there was a moment where my dad was getting arrested, and tragic backstory. Don't have to get into
Jesus
it.
Christ, here we go, man. I love dad stories. I never had one.
The house is chaotic. My mom's just got out of the bath, so she's like naked, running around throwing shit, half covered in a towel. I'm trying to calm her down. I have my sister crying. I'm trying to calm her down, and I'm just like juggling all these balls. No homo, but like my brother's just asleep. That was the saving grace. He was already knocked out. Ignored, slept through the whole thing. But it was like such a chaotic scene, and I remember I went to like the Sylvan Learning Center for like SATs and stuff, and they had an essay thing, and it was like, tell me about being a leader. Like, how are you a leader? And I was like, I am not a leader. Like, I wrote a whole essay about how I suck at leading, But very short after, I had this experience where I had to like be in charge and shit and like take care of business, and it was like, maybe I got a knack for this. Maybe it's just a pressured situation. That's all I need.
It was at that moment I realized that number one, I can do this job. Number two, I never want to do it again. Totally reasonable. Yeah.
Colin, I can relate because I'm the oldest too. So like, I have always had the confidence of a leader. So I'm always like, this is what we're gonna do, and then it just turns out like Scooby Doo, where it's just like it works out, but it's not. I shouldn't have been Fred in this scenario. I should have been Shaggy or Scooby Doo.
Oh yeah, you're definitely Shaggy.
Let's split up, gang. No, why would we split up?
I'm gonna take Velma and Daphne and go in the bedroom.
Right.
Scooch over here. Why does everyone
you know
talk
what?
about Velma?
The only person on this
bring Scooby. He likes peanut butter. I know what to do with that.
The only person on this panel that I would trust with Thelma and Daphne would be Atlas. Okay, and I'd be like, yeah, he's not going to do anything.
That's just because he's still, like,
even still, he probably would. He probably would.
Like Vanguard.
Yeah,
especially if it's from the new Velma show. That thing sucks so.
Oh, it's so bad. I heard. I haven't seen it.
Oh my god.
No hate watching. No hate watching.
No hate watching.
Okay, so this is a weird take for me, like weird for me, but I didn't watch that show because I was like, I don't like that they made Shaggy black, and it's because like I feel like it's racist to make Shaggy black because then they're gonna say black people are lazy and stoners. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not going for this. You're not tricking me into this. Then they're gonna be like, Cole Clayton was watching Scooby Doo. Like when it comes out.
Watching it like a racist.
There was that, and then like it just kind of felt like they did a vanity project for Mindy Kaling, and they were
every project is a vanity project for Mindy Kaling.
Yeah,
but like especially this one because this was like written by her, led by her.
Yeah,
and then
I'm Thelma. You're like you're not.
No, and then they were like, no one's gonna watch this because you're Mindy Kaling. Fuck it, let's just get.
The only reason I'd watch that show is because Glenn from Always Sunny's in that. He plays Fred.
So which is a good casting choice. It's an interesting casting choice.
This is my problem. Everyone should want to watch it because it's Scooby-Doo cartoons, not for any actor, you sons of bitches.
Scooby's not in it.
Yeah, no.
Why do you have Scooby-Doo without Scooby?
That's what I said.
It's just doo-doo, basically.
It's just doo-doo.
It doesn't do the
Dooby-dooby-doo.
Yeah.
The Mr. Machine is Who Farted. That's what it is.
You know what it reminds me of is like Drawn Together. Did you guys ever see that show?
Dude,
from like,
that was
like a shitty version of that, where it doesn't even do the raunchy thing well.
Yeah. Man, I remember looking up. I remember thinking that I imagined that whole show at some point.
Yeah.
It was a fever
no,
dream.
it's real.
I went searching for it. I found it on Netflix and I binged all that shit.
Yeah, it's so good. It is such a bad show. Drawn Together.
It captured the time. It captured the time.
Yeah.
It was like a time
the mid 2000s.
Yeah,
before the financial crash.
You can just go off the wall before cancel.
Speaking of mid 2000s cartoons, I'm rewatching the Jackie Chan Adventures with my kid, which is honestly pretty fucking dope. I'm not gonna lie.
One more thing.
Right.
I love that show. And
I know, it's great.
I asked my wife, I was like, what is it? Mugu Guai Guai Fi Ti Cao? And she's like, go away, bad spirit. I'm like, bam! I knew it. That's the word.
Oh, and your wife is Chinese too, so she like gets all the subtle shit that goes over our head. Like,
yeah, I remember that chant from originally watching the Jackie Chan Adventures, and I was like,
Weren't you like 25 when that shit was out? Like,
don't fucking judge me, you piece of shit. I'll punch you in the fucking dick.
you can't reach my dick from up there.
I have go-go gadget fists, sir. Okay.
Oh my god!
Look how veiny they are now. It's very
I'm packing the ox talisman, bitch.
The ox talisman. We get the talismans. What about the masks?
Bro, that show was great. See, this is the problem, okay? Don't reboot Scooby-Doo. Do something awesome. Don't fucking take someone's idea and goes, I can make it better. You can't. You can't. They did it.
Do a new thing. Yeah.
It's
not even make it better. Just make it like, imagine if I was like, I'm gonna do like a Batman cartoon, and it's just gonna be me in a bat suit. Like, it's not. People are gonna be like, this is weird. It's fucking weird. That's what Jimmy Kaling did with Scooby Doo.
It's going to be a Batman crop top. It's going to be a Batman crop top.
And like, it's going to be called Batman. Like halfway through, people are going to be like, you know what, we're dropping Batman.
It's going to be Batman because there's going to be like an E with an accent. Okay? And it's going to be a crop top. You're going to have just tassels on the arms, black tassels, and tights, really big Ugg boots, spray painted black. Okay?
Oh my god!
Like, do you remember Dumb and Dumber when he walks up the stairs and he's got the fluffy boots bouncing? Those but black. That's your outfit for your Batman. That's your full movie outfit. Like, wakes up, crop top Batman shirt, gotta fight crime.
Doesn't work out a single episode. Just fucking
just goes and dresses up and just jumps off roofs.
Work out nothing.
Bro, half of them is him at a diner having a cup of coffee, be like, I don't know what to get. And there's like a car accident out front, like somebody gets robbed, and he's like, how's the omelet? Is the omelet good? Is it 5 eggs or 4?
He's like, the floodlight, like in my face, like from the helicopter. Like,
so many real trophies. I don't give a shit. It's so easy.
Hash browns? Yeah, no, it's fair. All right.
We have another question.
Hold on. Before we do that, thank you all for watching. I hope you had an enjoyable time. Please like, share, and subscribe. You can find me at Dean the Genetic Marvel. You can find
me at Atlas Novak, Twitter, Instagram, or my other podcast at Nexus at Night. Same places.
If you ain't following me yet, you probably aren't going to.
Also accurate. And for me, Google me or we're not going to get along. So, Tiltico, where can everyone follow you?
Everywhere that they have apps where you can type in Tiltico, just do that.
Wherever you get your apps.
Eventually.
Oh, so you guys have the same kind of thing where like just look up the name.
Yeah, if you're not willing to look it up, then why would you? Then it doesn't really matter.
Gotta get TikTok going.
I need like 3 ounces of a little bit of work from
TikTok,
people, right?
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Don't add me, but you can add me.
Yeah, so one more question before we go then, which is, as a comedian, what is a memorable set? Good, bad, weird, anything?
Oh, okay. I was scheduled to do a Zoom show, and they picked a theme for the comics, and my theme was Pony Express. So I went to these local open mics to work on it, and I got this whole 15-minute set that I had to do. Or was it 10? One of those, and I had to do a whole thing on the Pony Express, and it was like the first time as a comic, I really had to learn my shit. I had to study the Pony Express and what that was about. It was like a fucking school project. Then try to figure out jokes to fit in and make it funny, and then I had to really figure out how to edit and figure out what works, what didn't work, and it was a really good first experience as a comic for me. I still think of that, and I didn't really. I was just testing it, so I didn't record anything, but I felt like after I did it was like, damn, I should have, because it was such a great experience, and I wish I knew what the audience's reaction, because as you're in it, it's hard to really gauge kind of when you're first kind of doing that. It's hard to gauge what the audience really is feeling. You're kind of just in the zone, so that was crazy. And then there's one that was it was weird because it wasn't like on a stage thing. It was like off stage, like all the comics were going up, and I like smoked a joint. I was really too fucking high. And I was in the back room, and for some reason, where this hostess put me in this like corner because I was like losing my shit. She like put me in this fucking corner, and for some reason, the acoustics of that corner were so fucking good they could hear me at the stage. And so like I'm riffing, going off, saying shit, laughing, and like and I was high as shit, so I'm like maybe no one even fucking hears me, but like I heard the comics actually referencing me and being like, "Who's that guy in the back?" Like, what the fuck? And I was like, because there were like.
You're like, no. This is going horrible. No. No.
They were and it was like I hate when audience members don't laugh when they hear the joke, even if they didn't like it. Like I want you respect that they're trying material, and if you see like the setup bump and then the punch, give it a laugh to show that they're actually doing it. You know what I mean?
Disagree.
And so I'm like laughing, right? Keeping the room warm, right?
Yeah.
And so like it was such a great show. It escalated to such a degree. It was so fucking loud. People were like laughing, knees slapping. Then at the end, I walked out, and then like all the comics were like, "Give me applause," and I didn't even go on stage. That was such a great experience for me. I don't know.
That's pretty fucking wild.
That was really.
You
cool.
had to go up after that?
I didn't even go. I didn't go up. I was just in the back. This disembodied voice, just like from the rap.
You didn't have a set necessarily so much as someone made you have a set.
Yeah, I was in everybody's set.
That happens. Guys, sometimes people do that shit, and you're like, I had one fucking. There was one somebody did that shit, but they were not funny, and you're like, oh.
I find that like weirdly, like not adorable, but just kind of pure. Where he's like, I learned all this shit about the Pony Express, and then I was ready to do my history report, and then they fucking snubbed me. It's not fair.
Don't feel bad though, because like I can't tell you how many times I'll be talking to like another comic or something, and then the comedian on stage was like, "Cole, can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to tell jokes." And I'm like, "Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, I'm being loud. My bad."
Yeah, that's good because the whole audience laughs at that kind of shit. So,
But that's the thing is you can't be embarrassed to call it another comic. Be like, hey man, can you fuck off while I'm doing my shit?
It's always me, man. Yeah. It's always me.
Oh, that seems obvious. That seems definitely obvious. Anyways, that is the end of our show for today, everyone.
Yeah.
But
I had
please,
a lot of fun, guys. Thank you.
Thanks
Like,
everybody
share,
for listening.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah.
And but yeah, we'll be back next week. Possibly, I may not be in the country, but that doesn't mean we won't have something. So we'll see you in a bit. And
you're not in the country now.